Statesman Nation here with Coach Hafner as we preview week number 2. We'll recap week 1 first, Missouri Valley game last Saturday. As we were talking right before we got on air here, Coach, obviously inexperience showed a little bit last week, and we knew that was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Young team, and just trying to figure out everybody's role and understand that this is also another new level. I mean,
right.
These guys may have excelled at high school, but now you got to step up and do it against a very good college team in Missouri Valley, and the offense, had its struggles. There were some times where it looked really good too. Defense obviously did really well, just unfortunately in the end came up a little short.
Well, and that's, it was really for us looking back on it, a lot of missed opportunities.
Yeah.
We had the long pass there in the first half and got called back, and second half late in the game we had an opportunity to inside the 10-yard line and turn the ball over and had a field goal blocked, and so there were definitely opportunities for us to win the game. We felt, we made plenty of errors, mistakes up front, mistakes in the backfield. Offensively, I thought our defense was absolutely fantastic. We have settled on a quarterback. We're gonna play Eric at quarterback. We're gonna move Van back to receiver, and I think in the end that's going to be better for our football team. The indecision of playing 2 quarterbacks, who's going in when, and things like that. We'll just eliminate all that. We'll put a really good playmaker on the edge in Van, play Eric at quarterback, and just let him grow. There'll be ups and downs with that, I'm sure, but that's part of it, and that's part of where we are right now as an offense. Hopefully our defense and special teams can continue to play really well and keep us in games, and hopefully we just give ourselves a chance to win at the end. And at this point, that's all we can ask for. We were better this week in practice, so hopefully those lessons learned from last week will help us, and we'll continue to get better every week.
Yeah, and looking back at the quarterback position, I know you guys have settled in there, but you still have Van listed as a number 2, which I would assume somewhere along the line you guys might like to say, not per se a wildcat situation, but he's available as a possible. Let's throw in a little something, and maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I don't think that at that point it's really quite crossed our mind to that extent. I think what we really need to do, we've kind of developed a system, and we need to let these young kids grow up in that system. We've still listed Van as number 2 because if Eric would get hurt, Van would be our next quarterback. So we still feel we feel great with Van there. It's just I think we needed to settle. I think we needed and settle's the wrong word. I think we needed to find our starter, and let the guys know who's going to be in the game. Not have Eric looking over his shoulder, and so I think by doing that, I think the decision's been made. It's really changed our tempo in practice. It's made us better at receiver with Van out there. And at the end of the game, we had one of the best athletes on our football team standing on the sideline, and that's not what you want. So we made some changes. We feel good about those changes, and hopefully going forward we can continue to improve and make plays, and we think we've got the guys in the right spot.
Definitely. And it seems like, just looking again at the 2 deep, I haven't talked to you before this, so maybe it's something I should have asked before,
okay.
but it looks like we've got some guys back that will be available this week that weren't available last week, especially on the defensive side to kind of shore things up. And obviously defense was great last week. They stepped up when they needed to and kept us right in the ball game, but defense should be even stronger with the addition of some guys that were not available last week.
And they weren't available, partly their fault, partly our fault, but you got to get them through the NAIA clearinghouse, and if they're not cleared, they can't play, and that's kind of where we were, and they were new guys to campus and things like that. So we do have some guys that weren't available Saturday that will be available in a couple days, and we're very happy about that. Ray Watson's a fantastic athlete. He'll be returning our kicks and punts, and with Jeremiah Benson being cleared, at receiver, it just gives us a little bit more depth. Our guys at the end of the game on the edge were just beat tired, so we really only rotated 3 guys, and so having the extra depth with Van and now Jeremiah is going to give us a great advantage there, and so. It is what it is. You have to, Coach Croft was telling me before the game that they had some guys that weren't cleared yet either. It's just part of it. It's just part of it. So we'll welcome those guys, and it'll sure make us better, no question.
Definitely. All right. Well, let's fast forward here to Saturday morning game, which is always weird to say morning for us. I know a lot of teams play in the morning, but we get this special morning game with ESPN3 and MediaCom and KSMO and all that against MidAm. So let's preview them a little bit. As we talked off camera, they had a very tight game, a surprisingly tight game against Culver Stockton to start the year. Game that they just blew them out last year, and so we figured Culver's obviously improved, maybe MidAm's whatever they are. But what have you seen on film so far to kind of breaking them down a little bit?
MidAm's really good. There's no question. Culver's probably as improved as anybody I've seen in a long time. They've gone out and gotten some transfers. Some of the kids they had on their team last year have grown up. Yeah. And I think maybe caught MidAm a little bit by surprise. And so I think that, MidAmerica Nazarene, they're looking back and saying, we had a lot of penalties. They had over 100 yards. Right. They turned it over a couple times. They allowed a kickoff return for a touchdown. So they're looking back thinking, okay, first game, these, just like everybody else, we need to improve. I mean, the most improvement comes between game 1 and game 2, and right. So they're thinking that they have some areas to shore up, just like we do. Yeah. And so it'll be one of those things where we'll be anxious to get on the field at 11 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. It'll be early morning for us to get up and hopefully we can go in there and play well. Offensively, they shift and motion and line up in unbalanced, and they run it, they throw it, and so our defense will have their hands full, and last year defensively they gave us some fits early in the game. Yeah. I think midway through the second quarter they were winning 14-0, and we really hadn't done anything yet, and so. It was just, and then it ended up being a shootout. But we'll have to go in, prepared. We'll have to try and get some points on the board early, maybe put a little bit of pressure on them, and hopefully, give ourselves a chance to win at the end like we did last year.
Definitely. Keys to success. Obviously, there's a lot of things you could look at, but now that you have that extra week under everybody's belt, and they feel a little more comfortable with where they're at. You can't just say, well, we just need to get our feet wet. Yeah. That was last week. Right. It's not that anymore. No. So what are the keys to success this week?
Defensively for us, the key is going to be, making sure that we're communicating with all their shifts and motions and things like that. It's going to be, vital that we're in the right coverage, that everyone understands where we're at and what's going on. And, offensively, it's a lot the same. We're going to have to communicate. They do change defenses quite a bit. They're in and out of, in and out of one defense to another, and so it's going to be important for our quarterbacks and our guys up front to recognize what's going on in front of them and make sure we get the ball to the right person and things like that. So you can always the key, don't turn it over, don't create penalties for yourself, things like that. But above and beyond those things, we have to make sure that we're communicating on both sides of the ball to understand where people are and make sure we're getting in the right spot.
Yeah, and obviously just properly execute.
Exactly.
We got the game plan out there, just do it right, and hopefully everything will just fall in place. So, alrighty, Coach. Well, best of luck Saturday morning. If you can't catch a game, down in Olathe, Kansas, 11 o'clock start again at the Olathe District Activity Center. Right. Very, very long name, the ODAC. I think it's.
And it's not on their campus. It is somewhere off campus for them. So
check that out. But if you're not able to watch a game on ESPN3, obviously if you're in the Kansas City area, KSMO as well as MediaCom all throughout the Midwest, basically. So best of luck.
We're excited. It's going to be a great game. Our kids are excited, and sometimes just getting away from home for a night helps. And we'll be up and out early. We'll be able to get home and relax a little bit Saturday night, and we've got 10 games left. Our kids are excited, and we're going to continue to get better, and we've got great kids. They rally around each other. They're really good friends in the locker room and off the field, and it just makes it a joy to be around them. So we're looking forward to the road trip and looking forward to a great day Saturday.
There you go. All right. Thanks, Coach.
You bet. Thank you.